Hi everyone, so we're going to be reviewing over what we've gone over so far on Unit 4, and I'm sorry I'm not there, but I didn't want us to lose this time, so we're just going to go ahead and hit the high points and some example questions. So let's get started. So ratios. So ratios, I wrote down the definition right here, is a comparison of two quantities or measures. You can see that right there. We can express this in three different ways, in like a fraction form, or so 2 over 3, or we can write it 2 and then the colons and 3, or we can do 2 to 3. Any of these ways, though, we will say for every blank, there are blank. So for every 2, for every 2 boys, there are 3 girls. So that's how we would do that part. One thing about ratios that you want to make sure that you understand is that there's two ways you can express it. It can either be part to whole or part to part. So part to whole will be if it's 4 fish to 1 aquarium. So we have this right here. Or part to part will be 3 goldfish to 1 betta fish. So that'll be 3 to 1 or 4 to 1. So you can see it's 4 fish for the whole aquarium, but the whole aquarium has 3 goldfish or 1 betta. So that's going to be part to part, because part to part together, they equal the whole. So let's look at this example, and this is a good one for showing the differences between part to part and part to whole. So this right here, we have these dots. So if we say what is the ratio of white circles to all circles? We can say there's 12 total, and we can count 1, 2, 3, 4 white circles. So there's 4 to 12, or so for every 4 white circles, there are 12, all of the circles. But we can simplify that. So 4 and 12 can be simplified into 1 to 3 parts. So that's going to be the simplified answer. Or we can say, another example of that for this one right here would be white circles to black circles. And we can say that there's 4 white circles to 8 black circles. So this is going to be part to part, because the 4 white circles and the 8 black circles equals all of this. So we, again, can simplify that to 1 to 2. I want you to just be careful and take note, because one thing that you want to make sure that you really get is the fact that if there's a question that says if it's part to whole or part to part, the question, it'll ask, so how many fish, if there's 1 betta fish, how many fish are there in total? So you got to make sure that I'm trying to think of an example off the top of my head while I'm making this video. But you want to make sure that you're getting everything that they're asking, so you're not to get confused. That's going to be the biggest thing when it comes to ratios.